as a man, you want to find yourself a woman who helps to simplify your life. Find a woman who helps to simplify your life. And before all of the women come storming on my page saying, yo, what do you mean by that? Let me start here. And I'm talking specifically to men. I'm not talking about, I did not say find a woman who you can stomp all over, you can run over, and she's just going to be like your yes person to everything that you do. That's not what I'm talking about here. I don't think that's healthy for any man for that matter. I personally believe that every man should have a partner, right, and a woman who is going to compliment him, his energy, his thought processes, and really push him to be the best that he can possibly be in whatever capacity that is, right? So, and that does not involve a pushover, because they're not going to push you to be the best. We know that. We don't want yes men around us. So what I mean by a woman who helps to simplify your life, let's talk about difficulty first. A woman, when I talk about difficulty, that means one that is y'all never aligned, right? Y'all never aligned. One that's not easy to work with, meaning that y'all can never come to a compromise, right? Y'all can never come to an agreement about a damn thing, right? Y'all thought processes around finances are totally off. And again, y'all can't come to an agreement on that either. Y'all goals don't align. It's more of it's either this way or the highway. That's difficult, right? And by dealing with that type of difficulty and dealing with friction, you can't get anywhere. We know if I were to tie something around my waist right now and it was tied to the gate and I tried to start running, am I going to get anywhere? No. And that's what it feels like when you're dealing with a difficult woman, because it's like she's the gate and you're running. You can't move nowhere because y'all just not playing in the same game. But if y'all had the same type of rope wrapped around each other and we said, hey, we're both going to be running in this direction and y'all are tied to each other, are y'all all going to move?
Yeah, like a three-legged race.
There's no friction. Y'all going in the same direction. So we don't want to deal with difficulty, and specifically difficult women, in 2021. But I will put a challenge out there for men before I talk about what you should be looking for, right? The challenge that I have for men is this, because I'm not going to make that statement about women if I don't challenge us as men to say, in order for you to have a woman that makes your life simple, you have to make your own life simple first, right? Like, you got to simplify yourself. And that comes down to simplifying your finances. That comes down to simplifying your career. That comes down to simplifying your health, right? You need to simplify you. You need to find peace with yourself. Right. You need to love yourself. And I heard something that Will Smith just said, that discipline equals self-love, because when you love yourself, you'll discipline yourself. And he gave an example of the fact of, if I know pizza is going to make my stomach hurt, if I actually love myself enough, then I'm going to say I don't need the pizza, because why would I do that to my body when I know that it's going to jack my stomach up? So before you even find any woman, for that matter, that's going to help to simplify your life, how about you simplify your life first, love yourself enough first, discipline yourself and your finances and all the different areas we just talked about. Then you can demand that. You can actually demand that now from a woman, because you do it yourself. You can never demand anything that you don't do yourself. I'm a big believer of that when it comes to anything. Don't demand anything you don't do yourself. You don't go and put the work in to do. Now, with that being said, when it comes to finding a woman that helps to simplify your life, here's the thing. There's like a couple different areas that I like to talk about, and I'll talk about my biggest area when it comes to a woman that helps simplify your life as a man. My big number one is finding a woman that knows how to compromise. My biggest thing is finding somebody that's easy to work with. My wife is very easy to work with. It's the reason why our marriage thus far is pretty successful right now, and we are happy, because she's easy to work with. What do I mean by easy to work with? What I mean by is that, okay, I want tacos today, she wants chicken. Cool. Can we come down to a compromise to just figure out what we want? Maybe we're going to put the taco meat on the chicken and then we're going to eat it that way. I don't know how good that tastes, but we came down to a compromise, right? Like, if we constantly are arguing about the small things because one person has such a big ego and can't say, all right, cool, let's just agree. I might disagree, but let's just agree anyway, because it's just going to allow us to move forward, right? Yeah. So just because I disagree, if I don't change my positioning for us to move forward, then we just stay in the same place. What I love about my wife is that we can agree to disagree, but still move forward because we understand the common goal is to go, not to stay, right? And that's what I love about her. And that's why we get along. And why a lot of times as men, you can't get along with the woman that you're with is because either you as a man are difficult and you're not easy to work with, or she's not easy to work with and it's hell. You feel me?
Yep.
First things first, make sure you're easy to work with as a man. Demand that from the woman that you plan to be with. And if you see any signs of a woman that is not easy to work with, go the other way. Because it's 2021, we want a woman that helps to simplify our lives. Number two, we want to make sure, this is my big number two, is that we want to make sure our goals are aligned, right? The biggest issue that a lot of people have with relationships right now, especially with us as men, is that as men, we got goals, right? Like we hungry, we want to achieve this right here. And by us achieving that, sometimes we can expect for a woman to either submit to our goals, right? We can expect for her to submit to our goals. And by that happening, a lot of times women will get upset because they're like, yo, you're not taking my goals into account, though.
Yeah.
We live in 2021. And I don't think I got to tell any men that, I don't think I have to tell most men, because some men are too simple, right, to understand this concept that we live in 2021 and that women actually have goals today in 2021. They had goals in the past and they have them now, and it's very prevalent today.
Yeah.
Okay? And there are a lot of extraordinary women in this world, including my wife and a lot of the women that I'm around today. And I look at them as equal because I think that they can run circles around a lot of people that I know. So I respect them as such. So with that being said, with living in 2021, y'all want to make sure y'all goals align. So as a man, make sure your goals align with that woman's goals. That helps to simplify things so that y'all don't got to put goals over each other. Again, if y'all going in the same place, in the same direction, for example, okay, I see my career being this way. Do you see your career going in that way too? Yes, I do. Okay, great. I see my career going this way. You see yourself going all the way over there. That's not going to work for me, right? We have to be going in the same exact direction. We got to be linear here. Okay, I see myself going into full-time entrepreneurship. Do you see yourself doing that too and helping in that process? Or not even just helping and going into full-time entrepreneurship, does your life align with this type of lifestyle of entrepreneurship if I plan to go into that? No, it doesn't. Okay, cool. Then I guess we on different playing fields, right? So again, it's all about what's the goal, and does the person attached to that, can they match that goal or implement that goal to make sure that things are easy? If they can't, then that's not simplifying your life. Yeah. It's just not, right? And the last thing for me is, the big one is trust. You know, a lot of the difficult part about trust is that as men, we gotta, number one, before I get to women, number one, as men, we have to learn to trust ourselves, right? Because again, I can't demand anything from anybody without trusting ourselves. And trusting ourselves comes with knowing that we're going to do the right thing, right? Because a lot of times, you know, we be on some BS. A lot of men be on some BS. We fall into temptation, and a lot of times we're not ready for relationships because we see some chick walking down the street, and in 3, 2, 1, we can't even control the temptation of the fact that I got a wife and kids at home. It's time for me to go home. I'm like 30 something years old. Why am I still at the club? Go home. You feel me? Yeah. You saw the meme before, like, yo, you still 40 something years old sitting at the club. Go home, Roger. Like, go home, bro. You need to learn to trust yourself enough, and the discipline that you have in saying, okay, I trust me. I know that I'm not going to do anything wrong. I know I believe in my discipline. I know I believe that I'm a good person. I respect myself. All right, cool. I got trust here. I got trust in me. I'm going to do the right thing by myself, by my family, right? And by you knowing that and being confident in that, you're going to show qualities of that as a man. And when you start to trust yourself as a man, that means you're a leader at that point. I trust me. I trust the vision that I see this going. So I know I'm not going to fail anybody. I'm not going to intentionally fail anybody. And I think I'm going to make good decisions. That's a leader. And as men, you have to be leaders, right? So with that being said, you now demand trust in you. So now you're going to demand that trust from the woman that you plan to be with. And what that means is, if y'all are coming together as one and you trust yourself as the leader, as the man, then she should be trusting you as the leader as well. If she's constantly attacking and disrespecting that type of leader, the leadership that she placed in you when y'all decided to come together and build this bond and this family relationship, then clearly that means she doesn't trust you, right? And if you never show any signs of a lack of trust, and you're confident and you know where y'all are going and you set the vision the right way, then that's difficulty there if she's just attacking it for no given reason or because of past issues that she probably has that she has not even come to terms with. And she doesn't have any type of self-love yet. She hasn't gotten through that process. So she's bringing a lot of the past history over to you. You feel me? Because maybe the last person that she was with probably didn't have that. So now she's bringing that over here. If she can't learn to let that go and y'all can't work through that process for her to realize that this is a new experience over here and that I'm a different type dude and I'm a leader and I'm not going to fail you and we're going to be straight. She can't understand that concept or try to get past it, right? Because again, what did I say number one was? Easy to work with. So although you got issues, I'm not just going to jet off on you, right? Because I realize that everybody is not going to come packaged perfectly. I got my own stuff going on, but I'm willing to work with you. But it's only up to a certain point that if you're not willing to work with yourself now, we got ourselves a problem. So that makes you not easy to work with anymore. And that makes my life difficult as a man. If it makes my life difficult, I don't want that in 2021. So the main three things are, the reason why I love this is my number one is easy to work with because my wife is very easy to work with. We're able to compromise. We're able to get down to solutions, which is the main thing. And then after being easy to work with, like I said, that trust factor needs to be there, right? My wife trusts me to be able to lead. She doesn't try to go against that at all. And more importantly, I trust her in the same token. I trust her as an equal that she can do it too. She's great at what she does. And my last one is that y'all goals are going to merge, right? Meaning that you're not putting one goal over the other. It's more of a, hey, what is the clear goal here that we have collectively? How can we implement? How can we both help towards fitting into that goal so that we can get down to the solution and get down to where we're going?
Got my taxes jumping, now my bag coming with that major money, dripping blessings. That might buy a house for my mama, bad credit. Don't even sweat it, cause they'll repair it, ain't no question.